Hey!
Welcome, fellow shitheads.
To another episode of Shitbox Love Stories. So, the topic of this week's episode is pretty awesome. It is...
Dun, dun, dun!
Hit and runs.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The wild world of hit and runs today.
Oh my god, these stories are nuts.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, we have everything from a drug heist that has gone wrong to a particular somebody buffing out paint in the middle of a parking lot. And we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. And I have to say, we sanction none of this behavior, by the way.
No, none of this. It is common sense, people. Don't hit and run.
No.
Not a good idea.
Not at all. Just do not do it. But these stories, they're crazy, they're interesting, and in some cases, they're actually pretty damn funny.
Yeah, it's just usually after the fact that it seems funny. Kind of not while it's happening, but afterwards, they make for some pretty damn good listening.
Yeah, they really do. And we're lucky enough to capture some of these stories and share them with you all. So, with that, I'd like to introduce our very first and very special guest.
Yes, this woman had the honor of birthing me some years ago.
I like how it's some years ago. So how many years ago was that exactly?
Let's move on.
Let's tell the people.
Let's move on. We're not going to get into that. We're just going to move right on past that. Right on past that.
Yeah.
Yes, this woman is none other than my mother, or as I like to call her, Lady.
Ah, yes. Truly a very special lady.
Special in a lot of ways, really.
Oh. She defines the word special.
Yeah, just a little bit, but we love her. We love her a lot.
Yeah, we do. And she's a pretty damn cool mom-in-law. The whole we don't like our in-laws thing doesn't apply here. She's a pretty badass lady.
Just a bit. So I'd say, without further ado, let's just jump right into this.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, guys. Enjoy.
Please excuse the audio quality. Gotta love interviews during the time of the pandemic. Thanks.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you, Mother, for doing this.
Thank
Yes. Thank you, Mother.
Yes, you are most welcome. You may remember me from such things as childhood.
We got Troy McClure in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You may remember from such movies as...
Would you like to say your actual name, or do you just want to go by Mother for the episode?
Well,
Mother.
Mother or Mother. It can be either one. Or you can. The general public may know me as Angel.
Angel Mother. What's her official
Angel
name?
Mother. Mother Angel.
Mother Angel.
Mother Angel. Perfect. Well, thank you, Mother Angel, for being here and telling us. It's got a ring to it.
All of a sudden, seems like it's rolling into a Catholic program here.
Well, I don't think the story is going to go over too well with the Catholic Church.
We need to change it over to Mother Superior.
My children, you are most welcome. I am so happy to be here.
Do you drive the Pope Mobile?
Very slowly. Oh, Lord. Right. Subtle wave from Mother Angel.
I love it when I drive down Main Street in the Pope Mobile, waving to my public.
We wish we had the a Pope-mobile story, but unfortunately we just have a... Now, what is... You said this perfectly. What is the title of this story?
The title of this story is Drug Deal Gone Wrong.
Drug deal gone wrong.
Yes,
Could be
only
so
the
many
names
things.
have been changed to protect the innocent.
Bum, bum, dun.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. So the drug deal gone bad. Well,
Yeah.
what kind of car does this drug deal gone bad involve?
This involves a little white Ford pickup, and
Hmm.
I was ever so proud. It was a little Ford Ranger. I don't even recall what year it was anymore, but
It doesn't matter. They didn't change for like 30 years. So yeah.
They were released one way, and that's the way they stayed.
yes,
Previous generation Ford
Yeah,
Ranger.
it was
Yeah.
yes,
like two generations, but
Yeah.
yes,
There's like three. Yeah. It's they didn't change it forever, but yeah. So the little white Ford Ranger.
yes, indeed. And I was ever so proud of that little Ranger because it allowed me to retire Old Bess, which you'll probably hear about at some other time, as there are
Hmm.
multiple Old Bess stories. But um, anyway, I
One of
had
those.
I had gotten this pickup, which ran smooth, and it had AC, which I'd gone without for a very long time. And in
Basics.
yes, and so yeah, I was happy as pie when I had that little pickup. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the fateful day. So
Mm.
paint the
Yes.
I
picture.
will paint the picture. Okay, so here we are. I was living with my brother John at the time, and
The
the
UJ.
UJ exactly,
The
and
Bigfoot man.
yes, Bigfoot man. And so we were both off that day, and we were watching. I don't know, probably another Dirty Harry film or something, which wouldn't surprise me with the two of us. But anyway,
Not even a
we're
little bit.
sitting there, we're getting engrossed in the movie, and everything's really quiet. And then just all of a sudden, we hear this huge crash. I mean, this tremendous, just boom, exploding sound. And we look at each other. Now, it takes us a couple of seconds to register that something is very wrong. So we jump up, we run out the door, and my truck is in the driveway, and the
Hmm.
whole side of it is just destroyed. It's just totally trashed, and it
Like
has
how far away from where it was parked?
well, well, I'll get to that. So
Mm.
the whole side of the truck is totaled, right? And I start
Jesus.
screaming, and the neighbors are out there. Almost everybody on our block was outside, and they're all pointing. And so they start pointing down the street. My brother sees what's going on, and they're screaming, "It was him! It was him!" So he takes off like a bat out of hell. Now, if you can imagine like an old Looney Tune cartoon where you see the dust kicking up and this little character is running down the street. Now, mind you, neither one of us are spring chickens, and he is kicking ass running down the street.
You
And
almost caught up to it,
we
didn't you?
almost caught up to it.
Wasn't
Now,
he wearing sandals or something? Something
now
silly like that?
exactly, envision this. He's doing this in flip flops. He's wearing flipping flip flops. He is kicking ass down the street in flip flops. I would have killed myself. So he finally catches up to the vehicle that is now disabled, sitting there in a pool of oil and who knows whatever else. And he had caught up. Now the police are on their way and everything. Now my brother still has not realized at this point, as he saw my truck in the driveway. My truck was parked on the street. It was parked on the street.
Was
Right.
parked on the
Was.
street.
Now,
Was.
this was hit with such a force, such an impact, that it pushed the truck onto its side. It
Oh
was
my
slid.
god.
It slid up over the sidewalk onto the lawn and into the driveway, just missing his beautiful GMC truck, just missing it. Now he still hasn't noticed this, and I'm sitting there in total shock and dismay. I point out, I said, I had it on the street. You what? I had it on the street. You what? It was on the street. Then, so I showed him the side of the truck where it had been dragged, and the side mirror was gone. It was trash. There were weeds and roots and dirt stuck all in every crevice that it could possibly be on. And all he stood there, jaw hanging down, and all he heard was, "Son of a bitch." So now it is all registered.
What else can you say?
So, yeah. That was pretty much it.
Wow.
And then, so we came to find that the guy who was fleeing, the cops were questioning him. Now, at first, everyone is feeling so bad for the poor kid in the car because he was the victim. But
right, not your poor truck on the side in the driveway.
Not the poor Ranger.
Exactly.
Not the Ranger that got knocked 30 feet down the street. Yeah.
Oh, man. So it turns out that he couldn't see because the guys that he cheated in this drug deal had bashed his windshield in with baseball bats. So he couldn't see jack crap, and he just gunned it. He gunned it and barreled into my truck.
That's the truck.
I didn't know that was the reason why.
Oh,
It was total. His windshield was shattered. They beat the holy hell out of it. So in all of this, the kid ended up getting busted, and he was whining and crying, saying, "Don't report it to my insurance company." And I'm like,
That's your concern right now?
you're going to jail.
yes, exactly. It's like, but I mean, all in all, I mean, it was a real pisser, but there were so many. Ultimately, there were so many little kids that would ride their bikes and stuff up and down that sidewalk. I mean, I lost my truck and I was devastated and pissed, but it could have been so much worse. It really could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really could have. Now, I think we're missing a key part of UJ's attire. Wasn't he wearing socks with his flip-flops as well?
He is
Wasn't he in full shoeby mode?
He was in full shoebie mode. Now, my brother is probably the only man on earth that can rock the shoebie mode.
Definitely.
No, it's its signature.
It's his signature.
He does not give a shit.
No, he wears it. He wears it like, I don't know, man. He rocks it. What can I say? He's the man in the shoebie.
He does. He's the man. He's one of those guys who just doesn't give a shit. Do you remember what kind of car hit you? I think I know what it is. I think it was a Mazda 323, right?
Yeah, it was a 323.
Yeah, all that I know is that you're more than likely right, and that it can definitely not hold its oil after a head-on collision with a Ranger.
I mean, it's just a true testament that very small car managed to ram your vehicle.
This is
Like
true.
It's a battering ram.
And he's totally survived. He was totally fine, no injuries whatsoever. So yes, you're absolutely right. So anyone interested in a safe vehicle, whether you are running drugs or not, it would be that
pick
much.
yourself up a 323.
Yeah, the old 323. You'll be safer than any Volvo out there.
Nah,
Exactly.
my brother-in-law had one of those things, and yeah, it was a tank. It was literally a tank. It was like I'm not that surprised, but a Ranger's not a big vehicle, but it's heavy, and it knocked it on its side. That's what gets me. That it went up on its side and was pushed onto the driveway, and then the guy still thought, "I'm going to take off from this scene of this shit." Like nobody's going to notice that I just took out half a block, you know?
Yes.
And everybody on that street is always in their front lawns.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. I don't know.
There's never a time where somebody isn't on their front lawn on that street.
They don't even have to be next door neighbors. It's the kids down the street. I don't know. They're always there. But yeah.
Man.
I just remember you calling me, and I was in line for Del Taco.
Yes, I was
on
with
my
her.
way to see.
Do you remember what I
Dan.
said? So yeah, it was pretty much the gist of it.
I was in between. I had already ordered, and I was in between the window. And I'm thinking, I don't know what's happening. All I know is I have to pay for my tacos.
She was like,
For some reason,
"That's what you say."
why do all of my stories around cars revolve around tacos? By the way, this is my third taco story so far.
It's either tacos or iced tea.
Tacos or iced tea is my stories revolve around that.
Well, in my world, tacos and iced tea are life, man.
That is true. That is true. In fact, I'm making tacos for dinner tonight because I started to think about it. I was like, tacos sound good.
You know what? I think it's going to have to be a taco night for me too. Now that sounds perfect. Yep,
sounds good.
It does.
Yeah. Who knew Shitbox Love Story was going to inspire everybody to go make tacos tonight?
Yes, everyone's going to be sitting there. Damn, man!
I want tacos.
When is there ever a bad time for tacos, though? There's never a bad
No, I don't know who came up with Taco Tuesday, but I got Taco Monday, Taco Tuesday, Taco Wednesday.
It was actually some restaurant that actually trademarked the Taco Tuesday thing, so they have all these multiple lawsuits out for all of the people that have taken the Taco Tuesday thing.
For real? That's a thing?
I saw it on some like trivia thing or something like that. Yeah, useless knowledge up here. That's all that's floating around here. It's just
clever bastards.
Dang.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You imagine waking up one morning and reading the paper and realizing, son of a bitch, someone took my Taco Tuesday.
It was perfect. The alliteration was just right.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, it's gonna be, and now it's just ubiquitous. It's like you think of taco, it's like what day do you have tacos? Tuesday. Nobody even hesitates. It's like TT. Why not, right?
Well, I mean, Taco Thursday.
Why wasn't that a thing? Taco Thursday? Taco Tuesday sounds better.
That'd be a Taco Thursday. that would be for our
that would have been me.
Yes, that would have
been me at about 5 years old.
Yes, you would have liked Taco Thursday. Yes.
And for those of you who don't know this, yes, and so cute.
Yes, you'd like
cutest
that
lisp in the entire world.
Yeah, it was adorable. Like your famous line. It was they had popcorn in succotash.
I mean, why do you give the chubby kid with a lisp the line during a Thanksgiving play?
Well, it was worse. There was no racism here. Put the kid with the long brown hair and the darker skin as the Indian, right?
Yeah, instantly made me the Indian, and then they give the kid with a lisp the line. We taught the Indians how to make popcorn and succotash.
Yes.
That was planned by all teachers.
Yes.
Let's give the kid with a lisp succotash to say.
So mean.
That won't be
so very mean.
And then the mic didn't work. This still traumatizes me to this day. The mic didn't work, and I had to say it twice. Twice I had to say that. There's wherever that video is, you can hear Grandma in the background laughing at me.
Joel.
And I don't know how to put this to you, love, but you said it 3 times.
It was 3 times? See, I blacked out one part because it was such a traumatic event of my childhood.
The last time you said it, you actually stood there, your head tilted a little bit to the side with this look of exasperation. Popcorn and succotash!
Don't make me say it again.
Popcorn and succotash. Oh boy! But you were
with my purple feather. Yeah.
Hey, it's you in a nutshell. It's you in a nutshell. We're all weird kids.
It wrapped up my luck.
Yeah.
You were adorable.
But to go back to the Ranger, after that, you had to go back to Old Bess.
I did. So
for a little bit.
The Ranger was officially deemed as totaled, and I was fortunate enough to get enough back from my insurance to pay it off, and then went back to Old Bess. Went back to no AC and oil leaks and everything else that came with it.
Oil leaks. That thing was a fucking geyser.
You kept a case of oil in the trunk.
Hey, Boy Scout motto: be prepared.
That's right. I will never forget getting in your car for the first time, and I was like, it smells like oil and smog in this thing. Like it stunk. It stunk like oil.
Yeah, no, the whole thing. But why don't you say what Old Bess was?
Bess, what? I'm sorry?
What Old Bess was?
Old Bess was an old Toyota Corolla, and gosh, I don't remember. Was it a 99?
No. 99. Wow, Mom.
I know,
wow.
99.
93.
93. It was a 93. Yeah, I was giving her a little too much credit.
Yeah, you were giving her some
too
youth
new.
there.
Yeah.
I think the Ranger was a 99, maybe an 01 or something like that. But that, yeah, you're yeah.
Yeah, 93. And don't forget, right next to the oil was a couple of cases of coolant.
Yes.
That's right.
Coolant. So,
The trunk on this car was just like everything you might need in a pinch. There was Bondo, there was duct tape, there was coolant, there was oil, there was wrenches. You never knew when you're gonna need to repair it.
I had a little tote bag.
When you sold it, how many miles were on Old Best? The fact that somebody paid money for that car.
Negotiated.
That in itself is a story. But I did sell it. It was over. Are you ready for this? It was over I believe it was 412,000 miles on it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that she kept going, and so we had the oil leaks, we had the coolant issue, and I ended up with a cracked gas tank at one point.
Yes, that's right. I remember that.
Right. So I was essentially I was driving down an incendiary device that couldn't get ignited at any time. So you got the rancid smell of oil mixed in with gas, and you had to keep the window rolled down a little bit so you didn't get dizzy and pass out while driving.
And it vibrated like the motor mounts on this thing were gone like at 200,000 miles.
There was worn out spots on the steering wheel where you had to grip
because the steering wheel would shake.
Because it would shake so hard.
You know those lowriders that have those little mechanisms to make the car bounce up and down?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't need that.
No. Not even.
You could roll over a little pebble and you'd bottom out.
Yeah, exactly. You roll up to a stop, and you had to start planning for your stop. Like I don't know how many miles ahead before you got to the stop. You got to the stop, and you kind of bounce a little bit. But I stopped. And
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and then the odometer died on it.
The power of persuasion. One person says the wrong thing, and then we all join in. We actually meant speedometer, not odometer. Now the story will make more sense. Please continue. That's right. So it could have had more.
So I'm cruising down the freeway on the way to work one day, and I was rocking out to blasting a Zeppelin song, and I didn't realize it. I'm just busting ass down the road, and woo! I get pulled over, and the cop looks at me and says, "You have any idea how fast you were going?" I looked over at him and said, "Not a clue."
I have no idea. It doesn't work.
You tell me. I don't know.
Did he let you go?
You tell me.
You know.
Can you help?
If it's a trick question, if you know the answer, tell me. I want to know.
Oh, that car has been through everything.
It was a fantastic car.
I bet you that thing is probably still running somewhere.
Well, here's the thing. When I finally sold it, I was in a desperate situation. I desperately needed another car, and I needed to sell that. And guy came to buy it, and he takes the car by himself, drives it around a little bit. It died before it got back to the house. So he had to have.
And he still paid. Yeah. He still paid for it.
He still paid. So he gets his son out to help. We get it back to the car, and now he's accusing me. Now he puts his finger in the oil. He pulls out and says, "See, there's water in it." I looked at him and said, "Yes." He goes, "See, there's water in the oil." I looked at him. I lost it. There was no water in it before you picked it up. You told me by yourself. I never had a problem with this. Next thing I know, Chiquita, hold on. How much you want for the car? I give you money for the car. I give you this much. I can't pay with this. So before I knew it, I had the cash in hand. Now, mind you, that wasn't a ploy. I was furious. So I don't know if he just gave me the money because I pointed it out that I never had that. Now I had leaks, but
no water though.
No water. It never smoked. And all of that 400,000 miles on it and never smoked. It should.
It's like how fast was he driving how fast was he? Well, there was no odometer, so we don't really know how fast he was driving.
But after a while, he was gone for what seemed like forever, and it was because he said that it was because the car died.
No, he took it somewhere.
He took it somewhere.
Dump water in it.
They put water in it. So
that's like the epitome of a $500 car. Was it something like that? You sold it for like $500. It's like it was.
Oh yeah,
one of those guys. He
was willing to take it for practically nothing, and I was pissed. And all I was thinking, and I told him, I said, "It's just because I'm a woman and I'm by myself, and you're taking advantage of that." And so he said, "Okay, here." He takes out a flipping wad of cash out of his
just
pocket.
take it. Get me out of here.
He starts handing it, and I was going, "That's not enough." Okay, good. I ended up ordering the full. I think I was asking $1,200 lousy dollars for it. I got the full thing. I think maybe if I'd have cried a little bit more, I might have been able to get 15. I'm not sure.
$1,200 for 400,000 miles of you. Talk about getting your use out of something. You probably paid $10,000 for that car brand new. I think
it was actually. I think it was 11,000 some.
Holy
was it really
shit!
11,000? It was a dealer car, wasn't it? It only had like 1,000 miles.
They used it for drive. What do you call that?
Shuttling or something.
Yes. So it only had like a couple hundred miles on it when we got it.
Oh, a couple hundred. I thought it had a couple thousand.
No, it was like practically new when we got it.
For $11,000. Can we talk about inflation now?
Yeah.
Jesus. That thing now would build. We went to Corolla. That was a fairly basic Corolla. It had no power windows, no power door locks, none of that shit. I think it was probably go for about 22 now. Yeah, about double.
The equivalent.
Mm-hmm. Talk about your usage, though. I mean, my God, man, when you, I can't think of besides UJ's red truck, old red. I can't think of two red Toyotas that have gotten more usage and done more in their short lives.
I don't know. There is the red Prius. There's a theme
car
of red Toyotas in the family.
Yes.
So
yes, it is. I don't know if that's just a family thing or if it's just a Toyota signature color, but yes, there was the infamous red Prius.
We all hated. Nobody hates that car more than your brother and I because he almost burned to death on it.
You still all you have to do is say Prius around UJ, and I think he gets shivers up his spine, and this instant, just grotesque look on his face begins to happen.
Yes, I
hate that fucking car.
That thing,
fucking hybrid.
Hey, I am so grateful that I had it. I mean, it was gifted to me, and it was a blessing. But it was one of those rare things where this Prius ended up being like the lemon of Priuses. And I think it's only because the last person that was driving it just neglected it when it could have been taken care of. It could have been maintained, but no, it went to hell.
No, that guy never took care of it at all. He never took care of it, and it smelled like cologne and coffee when you got it.
Oh gosh, it took me months to get the smell of smoke out of it. And the cologne.
Cologne, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it was straight Stetson.
I had to put a towel on the seat. Because if I didn't put a towel on the seat, I smelled like
you would smell like it.
I did. It was that bad. So
it was awful.
Yeah,
for real?
Yes. I said because when she got it in, I helped her clean out the interior, and I just remember and the interior was filthy. I don't know what this guy did to this car.
You could see old donut mashed into it. It was
there was coffee everywhere. There was coffee spilled all over the car.
God.
Well, the sad thing is he didn't even have to pay for the maintenance, and he still neglected it. And it was low on oil. It hadn't had an oil change, and
they never got an oil change.
And with those,
no tires. Remember the tires? They were so bald.
No tires, exactly. And
it was free though, so it was just like and that year of Prius, because when you eventually sold it, remember the guy said he sought out that year of Prius because he had one that had like 600,000 miles on it or some crazy shit like that, and it was like he's like, I don't care how many miles are on it, I'm gonna get 300 out of this thing from now on.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
he planned on getting his money's worth out of it, and so I hope it all worked out for him. But yeah, I remember when I was living up in Oregon, it started acting funny. It started driving funny, and just kind of loopy, where it would go to start, and it would just kind of boom, and die.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
heart sinking is like, oh God, because I mean, for this, all you do is push a button. It's like the old days, you keep cranking the key. So I'm pushing on
No,
the
it was
button.
like a computer. That's what it was.
Exactly. So finally, it happened. We were in the parking lot, and I had your sister with me, and that was it. It died. It died.
That's right. It was a battery issue, like the main battery, wasn't it? Like the main, not like the auxiliary battery. The big battery in the hybrid was done.
So here's the thing. I don't even remember how we got it back. I don't remember how it got to Toyota, but that's right. So that it was not toast. So it was there for a long time, and we were pushed the button again, and lo and behold, it started. So we were able to get home. So now it was a hit or miss thing if it was going to start. So I was able to get it to Toyota, and the guy comes out to me, and he's checking out the car. Well, describe what's happening. So all of the lights are coming up on the dash, and then it will start. It won't start. He said, well, it sounds like the battery. And I'm not thinking anything of it. A battery, big deal. So he goes, but he goes, as long as I worked for Toyota, I'd never heard of that going. So I'm thinking, okay. So they show me into the waiting room, and I'm sitting there just chilling, thinking, oh well, guess I'll need a new battery. So the guy comes out to me and walks over to me. Now, mind you, this guy walks over to me with his clipboard in his hand, and he's looking more like a surgeon that's about to deliver bad news to a family member. And we're in the waiting room. He literally kneels down next to me with his clipboard in his hand. Ms. Arteby? Yes? I can't believe I'm saying this. Yes?
Somebody's died while repairing your car.
Pretty much. He goes, the main core battery died. And I went, no. He goes, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, $12,000 plus later, 12,000. Excuse me.
I was gonna say, I would have bought a new car.
It was several thousand. It was
excuse. I had my decimal in the wrong place. So $1,200, over $1,200 to replace this damn thing. And gosh, that guy was so apologetic. He felt so bad. He arranged for me to get a way to get home. He arranged a pickup. I mean, anything. He felt so bad having to deliver this. So eventually, as we're working it out, now I'm consoling him, telling him, well, it's like, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'll be all right. And I'm thinking, I don't know how on earth. So yeah, and so that was the start of my brother's hatred for the Prius, because I had no way to take care of this, and I had to give him a phone call, and he helped me out, thank God. So we made the arrangements, and
he knew
that damn thing home.
Yeah, at that point, that was it. That was the start.
But hey, I got a free car wash.
Right.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. It's like, yeah, your battery doesn't work, but you got a free car wash.
I got a free car wash. Yeah.
You can look at it. It's not going to move, but you can look at the clean car.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see that nice, beautiful Toyota Red Pearl just screaming down the road in the 2006 Prius. I think that's what that thing was, 06 or 08, something like that. Second generation Prius. Yeah, man. Well, these are thank you so much for doing this and sharing your story with us. We really appreciate it.
It has been.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mother Angel.
Mother Angel.
You are most welcome, my children. Hell of a Jim Dandy day.
Hell of a Jim Dandy day. I'll never think of a 323 or a Ranger or a drug deal gone bad the same way again, because
and just you always have to be prepared as to the phone call you'll get when you're picking up Del Taco.
Yes,
that's right. Always fast food.
Exactly.
Tacos and bad news. Tacos and good news. Tacos and cars. I don't know. It just all goes together somehow.
All I know is that I'm having tacos for dinner tonight.
Me too.
Hell
and
yeah.
Consider it Taco Day.
Taco
Taco
day.
day.
Yeah. This is inspired tacos.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your taco inspiration. Thank you for your
Ma'am.
stories. We appreciate it.
It's been my pleasure, and I mean it.
Well, that was awesome.
Yeah. Can you believe that? I mean, to a little 323 rolling a Ford Ranger. Now, I know a Ford Ranger is not the heaviest thing in the world, but,
Yeah.
but a 323 of that year, which was like, I don't know, what do you think that was?
Oh my God. Maybe 2,000 pounds. Like,
No, but what like year do you think that was?
probably
those
like a
little
91.
Little boxy guys.
Yeah, like a 91, maybe a 93. They didn't make those for very long, I don't think. But it was a tank. Clearly,
It's a fucking battering ram.
you know, I don't think it's too hard to assume something will be a battering ram, even if it's a tiny 323 when you're running for your fucking life.
This is true. Okay, that's fact. I mean, that little bastard was probably hauling ass. So.
Oh, dude, he was just, I wish I could see what happened before he smashed into the Ranger, but what the fuck, man? And just the abrupt chaos of that whole entire thing.
Absolutely abrupt chaos.
Just complete madness in a matter of moments.
But what hit and run doesn't involve abrupt chaos?
That's true. It's if we all expected them, they wouldn't be called a hit and run. But it's like, dude, that one is particularly fantastic. It is.
Oh, it makes for a hell of a story.
It does. You were like, that really happened. Yes, that really
that
happened.
really happened. That really happened.
Really happened. But yeah, we have our own versions of hit and run stories for sure.
I think mine is less severe. Now, this is another story that I've actually never heard you tell, which, again, it's like, it's always a surprise when I haven't heard something already. So
Yeah.
please divulge.
Oh, I will divulge. So let's take it back. Just imagine, like, the glitter sounds, the sound of harps.
The glitter sounds.
Right?
Glitter sounds. Well, that's now the official term.
Glitter sounds.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You do, because you grew up in the 90s.
Yeah. Hey, we're not going to talk about how old I am. Nobody needs to know what.
That's a decade. Gives you a lot of leeway, man.
leeway.
You could have been, but we grew up in the 90s. We'll keep it a secret for now. We grew up in a time period of the 90s, but yeah. So glitter sounds. Let's roll back to 19. You know what? I think it was actually the year 2000.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the millennium.
Yeah, it was millennium. It may have been 2001. You know what? I think it was 2001 because I was a senior in high school and I graduated in 2001. Yeah, so it was 2001 and I was a senior in high school and it was time for, let's see here. I believe it was the prom.
Oh, okay. So this is a prom story.
Sort of. It starts with the prom and why this whole thing happened in the first place. So the car involved is a 1995 Toyota Avalon.
Okay. All right.
It was my father's car. He broke his Lincoln and he ended up purchasing the Avalon because I don't know. It's just it was the competitor that was supposed to be more reliable than the horribly unreliable Lincoln he had. Actually, that was his third unreliable, horrible Lincoln.
Third time was not a charm.
No, he just said forget it, and he was going to get an Avalon, which were brand new. I think that was the first year they came out. So he had an Avalon. It was badass. It was dark green, had a brown leather interior, it had a bench.
Dark Toyota green.
Dark Toyota green, dark brown leather interior, and it had a bench seat.
Oh, hey, it had leather in it.
It did. It was like, it was basic.
No mouse fur.
No. Mouse fur everywhere else. Just not the seats. It was a classic Toyota. It was really basic on the inside. I remember it had like manual AC, tape player, and it was very basic, but it had leather and a bench and a column shifter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Had a column shifter?
It had a column shifter. It was a bench fucking seat. It was a 6-passenger Avalon.
Huh.
Yeah. My father just had to have a 6-passenger. I don't know why. It was like the thing. It was like instead of an SUV, let's buy a sedan.
Well, your family also is in the firm believer that everybody needs an Econoline, so this doesn't surprise me that he wanted a
a gigantic sedan
that could fit as many people as possible.
I mean, I get it. But anyways, so the 1995 Toyota Avalon, and again, this involves one of my friends, the same guy that was involved in the crazy-ass van story. Somehow we're just involved in shit. I don't know.
He liked the chaos, apparently.
Apparently. Somehow he just invited it, or I brought it, more likely.
More than likely, you brought the chaos.
So, I was in the Avalon. It was an afternoon. It was a really, I remember the day distinctly because it was really cool for being like the springtime, which is typically...
That's a rare day in Southern California.
Yeah. And I remember it distinctly because we were going to the reason we were out was because we were getting pizzas because our families were doing something together. I don't remember what it was.
So this also involves getting food?
Yes.
First time Taco Bell. Now it's pizzas in an Avalon.
Yes.
All right.
Pizzas in an Avalon. That's what you should have called the fucking episode. Pizzas in an Avalon. I can picture it now. But, yeah, we were getting pizzas from Rubino's, which is no longer there, which is a little pizza place in suburban Orange County in Southern California. I don't know. American-style pizza, amazing. We loved it. We were there all the time. And my father sent us down to go pick up Rubino's pizzas. And we were, I think we had gotten the pizzas. But along with the pizzas, I was getting a corsage. Okay?
That's the most random
it was next to the pizza place.
First, I got to get the pizzas. And then I got to pick up a corsage. I'll be right back.
It was the most Southern California thing ever. Pizzas. Corsage
with your buddy,
with my buddy in Avalon, and it was not like one pizza, it was 45 because we were feeding 85 people. So it was a bunch of pizzas. We had gotten corsages. I remember that because we went to the florist, we picked him up. We were one of 1,000 other young men there picking up corsages from so we got the stuff, we picked it up, we were driving back, and we were sitting there making a left turn onto a main road. And we were making a left turn onto this street that was a big main street that went uphill pretty steeply. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, and I'm talking with him. We're bullshitting back and forth. And then all of a sudden, I look in my rearview mirror, and there was an expedition behind me. And all of a sudden, the expedition just moves. Like, goes off to my left. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm like, okay, before I could even think of anything else, I realized why the expedition was moving. It's because there was a guy coming up behind him, not slowing down.
Oh.
Somehow this expedition, who then left me to the fucking wolves.
Every man for himself.
Oh, fuck it. This dude was just like out of there. And I'm like, before I could even think, I saw the front of the car and wham, got hammered. And I mean, like hammered.
Were there pizzas everywhere?
He was holding them. They just they didn't really do anything. It was...
Would have been far more interesting if pizza had just splattered all over the brand new car.
I should have just embellished the story. Would have been even better than this crazy shit even gets. So I'm like, got hammered. I mean, like, our heads flung back. We got hit so hard, we got knocked like we were the first cars at the light. Mm-hmm. So we were hit so hard, we were knocked into the intersection. Like, full blown, knocked into the intersection. It's like, it took us a second to realize
like
what
the middle of the intersection?
Almost.
Jesus.
He pushed us forward.
How fast was this guy going?
Okay, that's part of this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So, this dude, he must have slid, like, underneath the Avalon. He, like, shovel-nosed it, and he slid underneath, and he pushed us out. Before I could even get my bearings, I look around, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I see this guy. He takes off. He takes off.
I bet, you know what I bet you he had in his trunk?
Huh.
The Pizza Hut sign. This guy was out for blood for you.
There it is. He followed me. He's like, there's that dipshit with that Pizza Hut sign. I fucking swear to God. He knocks me, and then this dude takes off, okay? But he doesn't just take off. He goes on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, my God.
Going uphill, okay? I look at him, and I remember it was probably a Nissan 200 SX, little coupes. Mm-hmm. The fucking hood was up.
So he's driving blind on top of it all.
Blind on top of it all, driving the wrong way down a main street. I, in my rage, decided to, I was like, and I floored it. I was like, this motherfucker, I'm going to catch him. And my friend was like, he like put his hand on my shoulder. He was like, no.
Thank you, voice of reason,
He's
friend.
just let it go. He's like, you have no idea what's going on. He's like, we're fine. Let's just pull off to the side. So I pull off to the side of the road and I look, and the damage was like, it had, like I said, it slid underneath, but it didn't really like demolish the back of the car. It just like scooped us and pushed us. So this guy takes off up the road. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I stop the car. I pull off to the side. Not more than 10 seconds later, this motherfucker is coming back down the road towards us. This time on the right side of the road.
Hood still up? In full Tommy Boy fashion?
Full Tommy Boy fashion. He's flying. He's flying, going like 65. And we just watch him. We're out of the car looking at the damage, and we just hear screams past us, hood up going the other direction. At some point here, somebody must have called the cops.
Okay, so somebody had a cell phone.
Somebody had a cell phone. It wasn't us, because this was before cell phones were just,
A thing.
So somebody called the cops, because not more than 10 seconds after this guy goes by, coming down the road from where he just came from, was 2 cops. And I mean hauling ass.
Gosh.
It was like Dukes of Hazzard, like bullet shit. Came flying over this hill and just went past us at like 100, at least 100. Just went.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah. So we're watching and we're just like, look at each other like, well, fuck, man, let's just go home. Like, there was no damage, obvious damage, to the car. So we drove it home. I didn't think I was like, I told my parents because we were gone a while. Mm-hmm. And they, again, no cell phones.
They're wondering, where the fuck is my pizza?
Yeah. Forget the son, forget my son's friend, but where is my Rubino's pizza? Where's my pepperoni and onions? I remember that's what we always had. But we were shook up, man. It was like we were fine. My neck did hurt in retrospect, but I was young, so it was just like we weren't like, nobody was injured. We were just shook up from the craziness. So we get home, tell my parents about it. My dad's like, what? They weren't mad at us or anything. We didn't do anything. Went outside of the car and looked. It was pretty damaged underneath.
Yeah.
Like, it had gotten pretty shredded. Like, just the exhaust was messed up.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So, we call the cops. We tell them what happened. They were like, well, we have more information about this case. We know what's going on. We're glad to know that was you. You're safe, whatever. And they said, call us back in a couple days. With the insurance adjuster and all that other crap. So, a couple days goes by. I don't think anything of it. The car goes to get repaired, whatever. My father then that evening says, I talked to the police today about your accident.
Mm-hmm.
So the dude that hit us was blitzed on meth.
Oh.
Blitzed.
Okay. So we have another drug involved.
Yes. Another crazy
drug-fueled nightmare.
Drug-fueled hit and run nightmare. I was like, okay. When he hit me, okay, he was doing, like, they don't know exactly how fast he was going, but he hit us around 45.
Okay, 45 and you're at a dead stop?
Dead stop.
Holy shit.
How we didn't get hurt worse, I don't know. But the front of his car was lowered, so it just picked us up and pushed us instead of, blunt force. High on meth. When he hit us, he was not wearing a seatbelt. His car did not have airbags.
And he lived through that?
His face went bam into the steering wheel.
Oh,
okay.
God.
He broke every bone in his face.
Oh my gosh!
Lost
and he
teeth.
was driving like that.
He is ripped on meth. So then he drives, and then apparently he got to the top of the road, and there happened to be a cop. Nobody called the fucking cops.
Oh, nobody called the cops.
The cops just happened to see this guy with his hood up.
Hey, a cop that was in the right place at the right time.
Never happens, man.
Rarely ever happens.
Rarely, but he was. He was waiting. He was actually catching speeders. So he was right.
Yeah.
This cop says he just sitting there, and all of a sudden this car drives by the road.
Well, he caught a speeder.
Imagine you're a cop with your radar detector, and you're just sitting there, catching speeders, and all of a sudden this guy goes the wrong way past you. So he's like, throws on his lights, chases him, calls for backup, chases the guy, for 7 miles.
7 miles. 7 miles drives with a broken face.
Hood up.
And the hood up.
He said he was looking underneath.
Oh my gosh.
Hood up. And the cop is telling me a story to my father, and the cop is just like, it's all over the station. It's like everybody was talking about this. So they end up pitting him. I think they pitted him because he was driving like a maniac, and the car rolled again.
No seatbelt.
No seatbelt.
And the guy lived.
The guy lived. He rolls the car. They pit him. He loses control. He rolls it. He flies out of the car in the midst of all this shit.
Flew out of the car.
And then they finally arrest the guy, and he was ripped on meth, and I guess he was just coming to a stop. He kind of like zoned out or fell asleep. I don't do meth. I don't know how the fuck that works, but something happened, and he smashed into us, and luckily didn't hurt us or my friend or our pizzas or our corsages. And he took off with the wrong way, dude. It was just like, it was abrupt chaos. That's what we should call the episode, abrupt chaos, because that's what it is, man. It's nuttiness. So yeah, that's the story of the Avalon and the hit and run driver and pizzas and corsage. And yeah, he was fucked up. He broke every bone in his face. That's what the cop said.
Takeaway from that: wear your fucking seatbelt.
Yes, even if you're high on meth, people.
Even if you're high on
we're
meth,
not judging.
remember to wear that damn seatbelt.
We're not judging you, man. Just enjoy. Just enjoy the ride, but wear that fucking seatbelt and don't hit people, especially teenagers, because we don't know what the fuck to do at that point. So yeah, that's the story of the guy and the meth out dude in the Nissan. So I think your story is a little bit more tame than that.
Yeah, just a little bit. No meth fueled nightmares. No high speed chases.
Shucks.
No.
That's
just the stupidity of a young driver.
Oh man. Oh God. Well, we were all young once, so let's hear this this stupidity of young driver that happens to be you, I believe.
Anyways. So back to first boyfriend and tag along.
Oh,
I'm not kidding when I said this kid was always around. Like tag along was always there, but he came through on this story.
Yeah.
So
Makes a comeback.
Again, mean streets of Riverside, driving around. I had dropped my boyfriend at the time and tag along off at UV Village, for everybody that is a fan of Riverside. University Village, the only place that a teenager had anything to do.
Yeah.
Growing up in Riverside. That's where you went.
Yeah. It's like suburban thing. It's like a shopping mall at a suburban area.
Yeah, basically.
I think every suburban area everywhere has got something like that. But yeah, that was
the place.
The place, yeah.
So I dropped them off, and I went to leave the parking lot. Now, let me back this up a little bit. I had only had my license for, I don't know, maybe like 5 months or so.
Oh,
like,
you were that new.
We're talking pretty new driver. Like I was no expert at 5 months. I thought I was.
We all did.
But I was no expert.
No,
at
we're
5
terrible
months.
drivers when we first start. Terrible.
I had a really hard time like making right turns for whatever reason. Like they just they eluded me. I could not master the right turn, especially in parking lots for whatever reason.
Oh, I get why you're saying that. It's a depth perception thing.
It is.
You got to get used to that.
And I made a mean left turn, but a right turn, forget it.
A mean left turn, yeah.
So I'm exiting this parking lot and I need to make a right turn. And next to me, the very last car that's parked in the stall is a brand new white Mustang.
Ooh.
It didn't even have the plates on it yet. It still had the little sticker up on the front. Like this baby it looked like it rolled right off the lot.
Brand spanking new. Somebody's pride and joy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I went to make my right turn and decided that I wanted to hug the Mustang at the same time.
You loved it.
I loved it that much that my car needed to hug it as well. And I scraped along the entire side of this poor car. Now, my boyfriend and Tagalong, they weren't very far. They had not walked very far by the time this incident happened. They ran over to me, My boyfriend pops his head in the window and says, "Why are you still here?" Jumps in the car and says, "Drive."
I love that. Nothing else. Why are you still here?
Why are you still here?
Don't you realize you need to leave?
You need to leave
Right
and
now.
now. Tagalon jumps in the back, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Because I have like marks all over the side of this car, and this car is still like new to me at this point. You know,
it's
it's
your
my
car.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks at me and he's like, I got a plan. I got a plan. Drive to one of those self-service
Car washes.
Which there's a lot on University in Riverside. So I had my pick. So I take it there, and it is late at night. I think it was like, I don't know, like 11 or so.
Oh, shit.
It was really late. Really late. And I'm the only car getting my car washed at 11 o'clock at night. Like, this seems very nefarious at this point.
Exactly.
This does not seem kosher at all. Like, this is bad.
If a cop drove by, he'd be like, "Did you kill somebody with your car? Why are you washing your car off at midnight?" You know?
Yeah. So they go they're like, "Do you have any coins?" I'm like, "I don't have any coins." Like, what? I don't have any coins. So they're scrounging through their pockets, and they go and they get some towels, and they start cleaning it and everything else. They sat there and they buffed out all of that paint for like almost 2 hours. They buffed it all out. You could not tell anything had happened to my car. Nope. Looked perfect. I rolled home. My mom never knew. Sorry, Mom. No. Nobody ever knew that ever happened. No. And then after that, for whatever reason, white cars were my kryptonite.
Oh.
I hit 2 more white cars parked after that happened.
I did not know that.
It was a running joke that like white cars needed to stay very far away from me because I had an agenda against them, apparently.
You hit white cars?
Always parked. Like, always parked. Like, it didn't even, like, it could have been so much better. Like, I could have had a better story. Be like, oh, no, you know.
No, it's a pretty good story.
No, I'm the one hitting the white cars. I hit and ran 3 fucking times. We're not talking just once. I did this 3 times. I got so good at buffing out the paint, I started doing it myself. And then one time I was like, "Hey, can I get some paint for some touch-up paint?" And I went down to the dealership. I got pebble beige metallic touch-up paint.
Yeah.
And I touched it all up.
They knew.
Yeah.
They knew what you were doing. They're like, "Oh, she's running to somebody."
Oh, yeah.
But what are you going to, it's like, A, you had the precedent set that you bolt in those moments. And B, what are you supposed to do?
Well, they were minor. I mean, I never made any dents. I would just slide against the side of them for whatever reason. Like, I did it.
Hug them.
I don't understand what I had against white parked cars.
Yeah, I mean, the right turn was tough, and you probably I get that though, because you know it's that sort of like that angle you got to hit, and it's what you learn as you drive. But when you're first learning how to drive, those things they don't even teach you that. Like when you're learning how to drive, they're like the rules of the road, all this other bullshit. Well, how about parking your car in a parking lot? That's the hard thing.
That's the thing. Like UJ was real. Like I learned how to drive in a parking lot. All I did was park in spots and back out and park again and back out and park again. That was my drive. Those were my driving lessons. And I still failed.
That right turn, man. And every time you saw the right turn in the parking lot, it probably in your head, you were like, shit.
Yeah, white cars just triggered me.
White car, right turn, I'm going around, dude. I'll find a spot to make a left turn. Hey, you know what?
I've touched a lot of cars in Riverside, white cars in particular.
And all these people listening to this are like, that's who was doing that?
That's who did it? If the Mustang person is listening.
I am sorry.
I am so sorry. I was really young.
Yeah, you're really young and really stupid.
And terrified.
And you're like, what do I do here? It just goes with the territory, man. I do have, I don't think I've told you this, I do have one hit and run story myself for that kind of thing.
Oh, do you?
Ooh, just so you don't feel alone in clipping cars because, you know.
Happens to the best of us.
It literally does. I was backing out of I was in the van, shocker, the blue bitch, and I was at a concert, and I had taken the thing, and when I parked, there was no cars around me. When I came back out of the parking lot, there was a lot of cars around me. And I don't know, man, I had like 4 feet to work with. Like,
oh,
it was very bad. like they had parked the car so close behind me that I really just couldn't.
You can't move that whale. You tried though.
I did. I got out of the space. Don't even. So 30 minutes back and forth. Okay.
Oh, so you like had like an Austin Powers moment.
Yeah. I had an Austin Powers moment.
There's a lot of movie references in this one.
Yeah, there is, but they're all, fantastically appropriate. So, yes, I had an Austin Powers moment. I went back and forth, but the first time I did the back and forth, yeah, I hit a Camaro. It was, what the fuck is with Mustangs, Camaros? Like, there's these similarities, man.
There's parallels.
They're parallels. It's we owned a Mustang, you hit a Mustang. Like, my first car was it's like this. So I hit a Camaro, and I remember I knew I hit it because I could see, like, the vans have these two little beady windows in the back, but I was far enough forward. I was reversing. There's no backup cameras on this bullshit, and I kind of, like, stopped, but I thought I hit a curb.
Oh, yeah. You hit a curb all right.
Yeah, it's curb all right. It was the front bumper of this, Camaro. So I gassed a little bit, and I was like, oh, shit. Because at that moment, I could kind of see the top of the Camaro, and they had some, like, dingle balls or some shit hanging from their mirror.
Dingle balls.
You know those things? I don't know. Or dice. Dice, yeah. So dingle balls, dice, I don't know. But they was hanging, and I saw it swinging.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. I just hit this car. I got out and looked. I walloped the front bumper pretty good. And I sat there, and I'm like, I'm under the gun. I left the concert early because I had a curfew. More stories on that later on. But, yeah, I clipped this thing, and it took me 30 minutes of back and forth to get away, and I didn't leave a note. It's I feel like a terrible person.
We've all been assholes. I mean...
We're just coming out and being honest about it.
Yeah, we've all been assholes. We've all done something shitty.
Yeah.
In terms of parking lot disasters.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's and as I got better at driving and spatial awareness and then cameras, and nowadays I can't understand why anybody, if you have a newer car with the camera, how are you backing into shit?
Yeah, right? Like, it lets you know. Like, a lot of them even beep.
Yeah, or just do what my father did. Remember that? And, like, just turn it off?
Yeah, just turn it off.
Dad, it's making noise for a reason.
The technology is there to help you and to keep people safe.
No. Your eyes are better than technology. But, yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I get, like, the front, maybe, but the rear thing, it's like, but back in the day, rearview mirrors, that kind of crap, we didn't have it, and the van was hard to park. I learned the hard way. And the bumper had the van had a chrome bump, like a solid bumper. So it was just a beast. So yeah, I mean, you're not alone in that. I did it too.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed.
We've all done it.
Yeah, I feel a little bad. So hopefully you guys can forgive us for our grievances.
If you guys have a good hit and run story, please
tell us.
Share it. We're on Instagram. Share it.
Yeah, I want to hear your hit and run story. I guarantee their story is better than ours, and I want to hear from you. I know people are listening, going, "Shit, I have a story." Damn it, we want to hear it.
Leave a comment.
Yeah,
send us a message. We'd love to hear it.
For sure, we're always looking for the next thing. So, with that, I want to say, guys, again, thank you so much for listening to this episode.
We appreciate all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking the time out of your day. You're listening to the show, and hopefully we're giving you something to look forward to. Hopefully it gives you a good laugh.
Yeah. It's we love sharing these stories with you and making you laugh. And again, like Mikey said, please send us your stories on Instagram. Go to our website and send us an email. Whatever your preferred method of communication is, we want them damn stories.
Yeah,
please.
We want those stories. So
yeah.
Make sure if you like what you're listening to, you subscribe, like,
any of that stuff.
Rate us, whatever it is that gives us the bumps up.
Yeah.
If you like it, let us know.
Yeah, we need the bumps. We need your support. It's part of how this whole thing works, so we can reach more people. So any little bit of help you can give us, we really friggin' appreciate it.
All right. Well, with that being said,
always remember, road rage never leads to anything good. Be nice to one another, and we'll catch you next week.
Take care of each other. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.